This is a liberty fest. We're not here to be down on government. We're not here to hate the man. We're not here to make sure that we wake up the sheeple. No, what are we here for? We're here to have a damn good fucking time. And you know what? Being a libertarian, understanding why it is righteous to live like government doesn't exist, makes it a whole hell of a lot easier, does it not? So I think it's a really exciting time to be alive. You know, there's that saying from the Chinese, and I'd like to beg their permission to borrow the saying, which is appropriate because they're pretty much going to own this country soon, right? The saying is, and some of them say it's a curse. May you be blessed to live in interesting times. And I think we are blessed to be in interesting times. And I like to think there's a unique experience that we are going through now, as the American freedom movement in particular. But more than that, because whatever it is that we're experiencing, you know, this is one of the things you learn when you study these things long. And I was in Fallujah in 2004 with the Marines. And I tell you, the one thing I took away from that was the universality of the human experience. They can't make you dehumanize the enemy in your own mind anymore, not in this day and age. They can't tell you that the Iraqi people aren't human beings. They can't tell you that the brown people on the other side of the planet deserve to be bombed because, well, they're just not American enough. You really think that they can get away with that? And I'm very excited that we have one thing truly unique in America, in the freedom movement that we have, in a reflection of the values that have been instituted not just in our government, if you can use values and government in the same sentence without a contradiction in there, but the values in the society that we have that are the American freedom movement today. It is a truly unique experience to be a citizen of the empire and to realize that when everybody else is just enjoying bread and circuses, you get to see what's really going on. Is that not empowering? Does it not make your life better to be a libertarian, to have this perspective? And to be a part of this movement, to do what I do, like, holy fucking shit, the coolest thing I have ever said, I make YouTube videos for a living. Really? Really? You can do that? You can do that? Yeah, it's 2012. It's 2012, motherfuckers. You feel that wave coming, that technology coming? Like it's about to get a lot faster. But it's only possible for me to do what I do because there's a market for some loudmouth veteran to run his mouth and get crazy on the internet and keep people mildly informed and moderately entertained. And why is this possible? There is a movement. There is a movement in this country. There's a deliberate movement. There is a wide group of people that we are a part of that see themselves as part of the liberty movement or the freedom movement. And I gotta say, there is something, I've been accused, believe it or not, and for those of you that have been keeping up with the kind of shit we've been putting on the YouTube channel lately, it's clear that I'm doing my best to avoid the accusation of being any kind of credible leader for this movement. And I say that because it's very important for people to realize if you're looking for a leader, you might not be ready to say that you're part of this movement. If you're looking for a leader, you might not have actually gotten the message just yet. There's a lot of people looking for leaders in liberty. Slave masters in freedom. Yes. No, 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 no. Because the message of freedom dictates that you be in charge of your own life, that you be the alpha, that you be in charge of your own destiny, and you don't turn to someone else to tell you how it's going to be. And I'm honored to have the attention, if nothing else, of so many brilliant people in doing what I do. But holy shit, it's so much more satisfying to be providing a service that I know is a righteous one, rather than one that is meant to lead you along or lull you into some false sense of security. And a lot of people think that we still have to fight for freedom. Can any of you imagine that there are maybe 2 alternate universes for humanity? That, 50, 100 years down the road from now, what you do today will determine if the world is in tyranny and darkness or freedom and light. Do you buy that? I don't buy that. Something doesn't smell right about that. If someone tells me it's up to you, it's up to you, it's up to you. If you don't donate to this, if you don't buy this t-shirt, if you don't throw in for this, if you don't come out and vote for freedom, all could be lost. Doesn't smell right, does it? That sounds like someone who's trying to sell you something. That sounds like someone who's trying to convince you something that's not in your best interest. And I can't accept that. And I can't accept that perspective. And I really think that what we are seeing is so much broader than that, so much deeper than that. Humanity is evolving. Whether you believe in the biological roots or that doesn't matter or not. If you see what is happening in the world today, you see what is happening in society, we are evolving as a species past this infantile phase of the human experience called statism. So there's some bad news that goes along with that for all of you freedom warriors out there. No, the fight for freedom is futile. You're going to have to give me a few minutes to explain that, because the explanation comes with some good news at the end, so bear with me. If you stand on the side of love, and there is a reason we call it the Lovolution, I firmly believe that you are standing on the right side of history. And we know, we who today get the non-aggression principle, and it's really freaking simple. Like, holy shit, how is it that people screwed this one up? You learned it in kindergarten. Don't hit. Don't steal. Don't kill. I don't think they even had to tell people that by the time they got to kindergarten. It wasn't, don't hit unless you have a badge. It wasn't, don't steal unless you're an IRS agent. It wasn't, don't kill unless your dear leader gives you a uniform and a one-way ticket to the other side of the world to kill brown people. No. Those were basic moral absolutes. And while they teach you those in kindergarten, they then have to propagandize you and fuck you up for the rest of your life and put all these thoughts in your head to make you believe that somehow government is an appropriate exception to that rule. I mentioned the wave of technology that we're getting today. Do you feel this? Are you starting to feel it, like, tangibly now? That you can't keep up? That it's coming, the technology is coming so fast? I mean, it was just a few decades ago. We didn't have the internet as we know it today. Like, holy shit. Dude, can we step back and appreciate that and recognize that and appreciate the fundamentally empowering nature of technology? And I say this because what is the source of statism? That idea, that willingness in human nature to be bullied into thinking that you need a leader. You're not good enough to be the alpha of your own life. Oh yeah, fuck you, I can 3D print my own gun at home now. Now what? Okay, that's just one example. Let me step back to the dawn of agriculture. When people first started developing agriculture, they couldn't see the Industrial Revolution. But like never before in human history, we can now step back and see that connection. And what's really crazy is that we can see forward now that we have the truth button, the internet right there, the entire wealth of information to the human species right there, like one click away. Do you realize what a game changer that is for people that would exploit you in the name of government based on misinformation? Do you appreciate how this is fundamentally changing, and not just for like how we shop on Amazon and how we can we can go on Facebook. No. This is fundamentally so revolutionary. What we are seeing is the development of the hive mind of humanity, a coming together through love and voluntary cooperation. And we're seeing a new kind of justice and a new kind of accountability coming out of this technology. And what we are seeing cumulatively is the process, the very, very process of literally rendering government obsolete. How exciting is that? We get to be the ones to witness that. Is it not an exciting time to be alive? Okay, 3D printers, 3D printers. I gotta get through this quickly now. 3D printers. We thought, like, you know, personal computers first came along. We didn't realize, hey, we'd all have them in our pockets just a couple decades later, right? 3D printers are coming, 5 to 10 years. You are gonna have a device in every home in America that is going to be able to replicate itself. That is gonna be able to print the parts to make another 3D printer. Guess what? It's all over there. That's more of a turning point than any political phenomenon could ever represent. So much more significant, so much more empowering. The way that we have water and electricity and internet on tap in our homes, we're gonna have plastic and metal. And by then we're gonna have contact lenses in our eyes that are gonna be able to scan each other. You know how they have the laser now with the TSA? This is not fully implemented yet, but it's pretty scary, right? That the TSA has a laser that they can shoot at you from hundreds of feet away and analyze your body chemistry and tell you what you had for breakfast this morning. But you know what? Even though the government controls so much of this technology, it is still fundamentally empowering to humanity, and empowerment leads to liberty. And you know what? We can already print human organs. Like, do you know what that means? That means that food printing from raw material is just around the corner. Now, I have a little fantasy about food towers and taco copters. How many of y'all have heard about taco copters? They try to get this thing going in LA. You know why we don't have taco copters right now? You know why we don't have, like, because we have the technology, a button that you press on your phone, and literally minutes later, whatever food in the world you order drops out of the sky, right into your hand. Do you know why we don't have that right now? Government. But you can always blame the government. It's really easy. But seriously, what we're going to have is we're going to have food. This is my fantasy anyways. It might not be this, but something on the scale. Food towers, where you can push a button on your smartphone for order any food in the world you could possibly imagine, and it's zapped into existence and delivered by a drone into your hand.